All right, radical equations. My favorite. Just kidding. They are, though. All right, so if we have radical, just basically means it's a square root. It's a square root, or it's a cube root, or it has an exponent power that is a fraction. That's a radical. Okay, the first step on these is to always isolate that radical. So we want to get it all by itself. So if I have the square root of x plus 5 equals 12, I'm going to subtract that 5, and I get the square root of x equals 7. To get rid of a square root, you square it. So you're just left with x equals 49. And then we have to check these for extraneous solutions. This means check your answer. This is a great habit to get into as, there's the bell. Hope you're in class. Okay, this is a great habit to get into just in general in math, is to check your answer, because that's one way to be like, oh, got this right, or no, I didn't get this right. I need to go double check. Okay, in this case, we're just checking to make sure we don't have an extraneous solution, which means that we don't have like a negative or something weird happening. Okay, so I'm going to plug in. Oh, yep, here's my another spill. I do not care if you hate doing this. You must do it. I can promise you that you will get some wrong if you don't. I'm very adamant about this, obviously. Check your answers, okay? So we're just going to plug it back in. Square root of 49 plus 5 equals 12, which is what we wanted it to equal, so good. My answer is 49. Okay, let's do B. So again, I need to isolate that radical. This time it's a fourth root, so it's going to be a little bit different, not too much though. So I'm going to subtract that 3, and I get negative fourth root of m equals negative 3. Now divide by negative 1, and you get the fourth root of m equals 3. To get rid of that, I'm going to raise it to the fourth power. So that's going to be m equals 81. Okay? Plug it in, and you get 0, which is what we wanted to get, so awesome. Okay, let's look at this one. So I'm going to subtract that 10 over. I get the square root of a plus 7 equals 1. Square both sides. A plus 7 equals 1. So a equals negative 6. Plug it in to check, and you get 11, which is what we wanted to get. Okay, let's do D. Subtract that 10, and you get the square root of 6w minus 5 equals negative 7. Square both sides, and you get 6w minus 5 equals 49. Add that 5, you get 6w equals 54. Divide by 6, w equals 9. Now I'm going to plug that in, and I got 17. Okay, that is not 3, so that's not what I want. So that means that we are sad and it's no solution. Okay, and the reason this happened is if we go back to this step right here. When you take the square root of anything, you cannot have a negative underneath there. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we plug into this right here. You will never get a negative 7 out. Okay, we solved this as if this was a positive 7. Because positive 7 squared is the same as 49. Okay, so that's a little background onto why that happened and to why we got no solution. Moral of the story, check your answers. Okay? So this one is no solution. Now this one, a little bit different, not too much though. So I'm first going to divide by negative 9, and you get 4 equals c minus 12 to the 1/2 power. Now, we need to figure out what to raise this to get rid of that power. Well, we have to think 1/2 times what will give me 1. If you just flip this right here, let me get a different color. If you just flip this, so 2 over 1, that will give you 2 on top, 2 on bottom, which does equal 1. And 2 over 1 is the same as 2. So I'm just going to raise both sides of this. Oh, look. There it is again. All right, I'm just going to raise both sides of this to 2. So that's going to be 16 equals c minus 12. Add the 12, so c equals 28. We still have to check our answer. So negative 9 times 28 minus 12 to the 1/2 power equals negative 36. So we are happy campers. Okay? F, let's do this one. I'm going to subtract that 11. And get 7p minus 1 to the 1/3 power equals negative 4. Flip that. So that's 3 over 1, which is 3. So I'm going to raise each side to the 3rd power. So you get 7p minus 1 equals negative 64. Add that 1 over 7p equals negative 63. Divide by 7p equals negative 9. So we're going to plug it in to check. And you get 7, which is what we wanted. So negative 9 is our answer. Cool. You can do G and H if you want. G is no solution. H is x equals 6. Okay? Let's go on to this one. So we have the square root of u minus a equals the square root of 43 minus 2u. Now we have two radicals here, but that's okay. They're both isolated. So I'm just going to square both sides, and you get u minus a equals 43 minus 2u. Add that 8 over, you get 51. Add that 2, you get 3, so 3u equals 51. So u equals 17. We still need to plug in and check. So I'm going to plug it into both sides since I have variables on both sides. And you do get 3 equals 3. So we are so happy. Yep. All right, let's do, nope, you're doing J. It equals 10. And let's do K. So first we have 4 square root of 3q plus 5 equals 12q. Well, we have a 4 and a 12 right there. Let's just divide them both by 4. So you get the square root of 3q plus 5 equals 3 times the square root of q. Now I'm going to square both sides. The left side is easy. That just will end up canceling. The right side, we can break that down to 3 squared and the square root of q squared. And that's because they're being multiplied right there. So that's, that's going to be 3q plus 15 equals 9q. Subtract that 3q, 15 equals 6q. Divide by 6, and you get 15 over 6, which reduces to 5 halves. We do have to plug this in and check, so we're going to plug it into both sides. And you get 18.97 equals 18.97. So we are very happy. Okay? You can do L. You should get N equals 7. This one right here, we're getting a little trickier. Not too bad, though, because you guys are math geniuses. So we're going to square both sides. And you get 8x equals x squared. Whenever you have an x squared term, get everything to one side. So you get x squared minus 8x. Factor out that x, so you get x and x minus 8. So x equals 0, x minus 8 equals 0. So x equals 8. Plug those both in. When you plug that in, you get 0 equals 0. Yay. You plug 8 in, you get 8 equals 8. Also, yay. Okay, let's look at this one. So we need to isolate that radical. I'm going to subtract that 7a. So you get square root of 12 minus a equals a. Square both sides. So you get 12 minus a equals a squared. Again, we have an a squared, so we need to move everything to one side. A squared plus a minus 12 factors to a plus 4, a minus 3. So a plus 4 equals 0, a minus 3 equals 0. So a equals negative 4, and a equals 3. Plug these in to check. When you plug in negative 4, you get negative 24 equals negative 32. That is not true, so we are sad. And that is gone. Okay, let's plug in 3, see if 3 works. You get 24 equals 24. Hooray. Smiley face. Yep. So a equals 3 is our answer there. Okay. Sorry, I talk fast, but I figure it's a video, so if I am talking too fast, you have a pause button. It's magical technology. Okay. So we have the square root of 6m minus 38 equals m minus 5. Square both sides. Now, when you square this, I swear to all that is whatever. If you write that this piece right there equals m squared minus 25, I will start crying. I can cry on the spot, so I will just start crying. Just kidding, I can't cry on the spot. But do not do that. That is wrong. Do not put it as a plus. That is wrong. Okay? Remember, if you have m minus 5 squared, that means that you have m minus 5 times m minus 5. And you have to FOIL that. You have to use the box. You have to use distribution. That is not m squared plus 25. That is not m squared minus 25. It is actually m squared minus 10m plus 25. Okay? I'm going to harp this, and you're still going to make this mistake, but that's okay because mistakes are okay. Just catch yourself. Okay? That's the biggest thing. Catch yourself. Don't make that mistake. All right? We're going to subtract that 6m, add the 38, so you get m squared minus 16m plus 63. So that's m minus 7, m plus 9. So m equals 7, and m equals 9. Now we need to plug those in to check. You get 2 equals 2. Yep. Plug that in. You get 4 equals 4. So both of those answers work. Okay? Yeah, let's do this one. So I'm going to square both sides. Remember, you have to put that out into parentheses. So you get y squared plus 4, or not y, v squared plus 4v plus 4 equals 2v plus 3. Subtract that over. So v squared plus 2v plus 1. So that's v plus 1 and v plus 1, which means v equals negative 1. Plug it in, and you get 1 equals 1. Good. You can do Q. There is no solution, which means when you plug it in, it probably doesn't work. Okay, let's do this one. So this is the one that is a little bit tricky. So we have two radicals here. One of them is isolated, the other one is not. So we're going to have to do this kind of tricky, but so we have the square root of x plus 9 equals the square root of x minus 1. Square both sides. Write that out in 2. Now for that right side, you can FOIL it, you can use the box, you can distribute. I'm going to use the box just to show you a little bit organized. I think it organizes a little bit better. So the square root of x times the square root of x is x. Negative 1 times the square root of x is negative square root of x. Negative 1 times square root of x, negative square root of x. Negative 1 times 1, negative 1 is 1. So that right side becomes x minus 2x squared, or 2 square root of x, from those two right there, plus 1. The right just becomes x plus 9. Now I'm going to subtract that x, subtract the 1, so you get 8 equals negative 2 square roots of x. Divide that by negative 2, so you get negative 4 equals the square root of x. Square both sides, and you get x equals 16. Now we're going to plug that in to see if that's the right answer. And you get 5 equals 3, which means that that does not work. And remember, it's because we had that negative right there, that pesky little bugger. So 5 equals 3 doesn't work. Dang it. No solution. Okay, remember to take the quiz. I will see you guys very soon, I bet. Okay, bye.